Aloha everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So this morning I'm going to do a good old-fashioned makeup tutorial showing you all of the products I've been using while I've been in Hawaii. Heading home very soon, so in a way this is also my way of savoring this beautiful lanai before I go home and kind of share that with you. Usually my makeup tutorials are voiceovers, but I wanted to share the gentle noises of the garden. There's usually quite a lot of songbirds here in the morning. What I didn't quite plan on is that there's also a golf tournament. Please excuse any noises that are coming from that. This video is kindly sponsored by Sephora, and you can join the Beauty Insider program at the link that's included in the description below, as well as shop all of the products that I'm going to be using. In the description bar, you will also find a code for free shipping. So coffee in hand, let's get right into it. First product that I've been using every morning is my Shiseido cream. It has SPF in it. It's quite a light amount, so it's the perfect base for everything, and it's very moisturizing as well. I do have very light allergies when I'm here sometimes, so that leads to a little bit of redness and dryness on my skin, and so all of the products that I'm going to be using really help with that. I posted a photo on the beach the other day, and many of you commented that I looked really glowy, and of course 50% of that is relaxation. The other 50% I think is due to this really simple makeup and skincare routine that I've been using. And I think one of my resolutions, which I don't really believe in for 2021, was to come up with a routine like this that would be quick and simple, especially, you know, when working remotely. I don't want to spend an hour on really complicated makeup. And then I think also, since going blonde, I feel like less makeup is kind of more. I haven't changed the clothes that I like. This dress is years old. I've changed some of the products that I use and kind of how I do my makeup. So this is me sharing that today with you. So a product that's new to me is this. Oh, the packaging is just so cool for this. It's very like Jetsons or kind of retro looking. It's by Supergoop. It's a daily dose hydroceramide boost plus SPF, and this has SPF 40 in it, but you don't expect it to have SPF in it when you take out the dropper. So it's just so wonderful because it doesn't give you that white cast, especially on close-up shots that feature jewelry. So you can see there's no white cast, it's just completely sheer. I expected it to be almost like a little bit more oily, but it's not. It's like a serum consistency, like a skincare serum. So you'll see it gives your skin a little bit of a sheen when you first apply it, but then it sinks in really well. This step is actually in between the skincare step and the makeup step, and I absolutely love this little eye cream. I've never had an eye cream throughout the decade I've had this channel that I think is really fantastic for daytime. Most of them are too heavy to really work well under makeup or to, you know, be designed to look good with makeup. So here it is. It's the Summer Fridays Light Aura Vitamin C Peptide Eye Cream, and it says brighten, illumine in French underneath, so that gives you an idea of what it aims to do. And you can see it's got this really cool peachy kind of light gel going on, and I just tap that into my under eye area, and it really does make everything so moisturized. It gives you a kind of dewiness under the eye. So here's what that looks like, and on a no makeup day I would just leave my skin like this and just let it breathe and enjoy the skincare routine. What I do on a day-to-day basis and have been doing is, you know, it's almost like still dark when I wake up in the morning here for work, and so I'll just let the sink in until I have a meeting coming up, and then I put on my makeup and just kind of drink my coffee, or if I have a little bit less time, I'll do the skincare and then go and make coffee and then come back to it, and you know, it'll have a little bit of time to sink in as well. The next step that I go to has not changed and may never change because I have found my perfect skincare foundation. So that hybrid, you know, that bridges the gap between something that is actually good for your skin. This has SPF in it as well, so we're layering here. And that's really going to help even out the skin as well. Using every single day, at least for the last, it's almost a year now. I think I tried it in the early spring last year for the first time. And it's just such a pleasure to apply compared to other foundations, and you don't need a lot. This is about how much I'm going to be using. I'm going to just dot it all over the skin. And it truly is a product that does better with fingers than it does with brushes. You can see Diaz is a pretty good color match for my skin. As I go back and take a little bit more and just apply it in those areas. I used on my hair to try and coax it into something resembling a curl. Given that it's, you know, just processed, it's a little bit more difficult than usual. I've been using this Fable and Mane set, and the conditioner, the deep conditioner from this is so hydrating. It's like a tropical butter kind of concoction, and I can really see the difference before and after in terms of how smooth feeling my hair is, because when you lighten your hair, it really lifts the cuticle. And so even though my hair doesn't feel that damaged, it has been very dry feeling. So I've been really loving this. And then what I do as a styling product is I use a little bit of gel mixed in with this nourishing hair oil from Sol de Janeiro, and it is so moisturizing as well, but it also helps to add shine. So I'm just letting my hair dry right now and seeing what it does, because if you have curly hair, you'll know it has a mind of its own. Some days are good days, some days are not so good days. At the end, I'll run a little bit through the ends, and if I have kind of had to use a little bit more gel than I wanted to get it to kind of clump, you know, in the curl world, what really helps is to apply a little bit of that at the end. But I'm getting into a hair tangent now. This is what happens when I film like a good old-fashioned makeup tutorial. It doesn't go in as linear of a way as it would if I was just doing a voiceover, but I think that's part of the fun. It's getting to connect with you and just chat to you as if you were here with me and I was doing my makeup. So this is the first bronzing product that I use, almost as a little bit of an excuse for a contour. It's from Rare Beauty, and it's very moisturizing as well. It's called the Power Boost Bronzer Stick, and it's another product that does really well with fingers because it's so blendable. Around my hairline, I find it quite flattering to have a little bit of bronzer there, but if it's too much or not blended properly, it essentially looks dirty. Last creamy product we're going to use, which is also not a change, is this Saint Laurent concealer. I've been using this for, I don't know, a decade, a really long time, and I'm just going to go and put that a little bit under the eyes because lawyer hours, and then I'm going to put a little bit on my chin. And what I think is special about this concealer is that it doesn't crease under the eyes. I think I have quite a lot of expression lines right here, and so I can't really do the whole, you know, baking thing because anything super thick that I apply there just really gathers, and then anything powdery that I apply there just makes everything look super dry. So this whole routine is really aimed at getting everything to look really dewy and have a little bit of coverage and brightening, but not too much cakey stuff going on. It's my base for my whole face, and we're gonna set it in a moment, but before that, sometimes I forget to apply this, and it makes such a difference when the weather is humid like it is here to set anything that you do with the eyes. So this is another product that I've been using for, oh, probably longer than a decade. That one I think predates YouTube by quite a bit, and I've been on YouTube for 10 years now, so it's definitely something that I never deviate from because it makes such a difference. And it's the NARS Pro Primer. So now we're gonna set our work a little bit with the face without killing that beautiful glowiness that we just created. And this little powder puff that comes with this Gucci compact works well, I think, to just deposit a little bit of powder just in targeted areas. And you'll see I don't put it everywhere, so I'll do the chin. And that helps with masks, you know, with your makeup moving underneath them. So that's a must right now. And then here around the cheeks, I get really glowy, so it'll still get glowy, you know, throughout the day if I don't mattify more, but it really helps to set everything that we did, and then just a little bit on the middle of the forehead. I was really sad when Armani discontinued the powder that I loved and used for years. So many of you recommended this compact, and I really want to thank you because it has the same super natural appearance. It has a little bit of coverage. It's not, you know, completely clear powder, but it's really doesn't look like powder foundation on the face. It's not cakey or thick, and it just applies really subtly. And like the Armani that I used before, it can also be used throughout the day to mattify a little bit, as well as you get, you know, more oily around your T-zone. I have combination skin, so that's the boat that I'm in, but I really love how it looks, so thank you for that recommendation. I'm gonna do a little bit of powder bronzer because we are in a tropical place right now. Usually I would probably just do the cream one to warm up my skin a little bit, but I have this living here, and you can tell that it's well loved and lasts forever, and I love how natural this bronzer looks. I've been also using this one for more than a decade. Next up is the eyebrows, and I am actually in a little bit of an eyebrow pickle right now that I'll share with you, which is that I had my eyebrows microbladed about, what is it, probably 4 years ago for the first time, and not a great place to do that before I moved to the US. And so I still have, you know, quite a lot of that dark ink in the skin around my eyebrows, and so I really have to rely on products to make it work. And I think I found a routine that's been working pretty well, but it's something that I'll continue tweaking as I also tweak my hair colors. I have a second appointment for my hair when I go back to Washington, and she's gonna tone it more so that it's a little bit less brassy and everything blends better. So I'm really looking forward to that, and the eyebrows will need to keep evolving with that. But I know many of you said that you thought that I should dye my eyebrows. That's actually really not going to help because there's dark pigment in the skin other than the hair, and so I really just have to use makeup to help it to blend with the hair. And I also I sound kind of chipper about that because I don't know that I would dye my eyebrows anyway, even if I could. And the reason for that is I kind of like the look of dark eyebrows with light hair. That's how my mom is, because both of us are fake blondes now. Most of the inspiration photos that I showed my hairdresser also had pretty dark eyebrows with pretty light hair. So I think really what needs to happen is everything needs to kind of blend in more and be a little bit more cool tone to go with my skin. You know, we really think a lot about that with makeup, is not just different colors but different tones, and right now the tone is too warm, and so I think as we adjust that it'll work better with the eyebrows, but it is definitely a little bit of a work in progress, as are many things. What I've been doing that's really, I think, been making it all kind of work and hold things together makeup wise is the Anastasia Taupe Brow Powder Duo, and this is super cool toned. So as my hair gets more cool toned, I think this will look better and better, and I really wanted to get something that wasn't going to be too warm or too dark, because I used to use the espresso shade when my hair was only this color, but now that there are tones going all the way to this color, I really needed to shift a little bit. What I love about this powder is how natural it is. I think it's more natural than using a pencil, but it's also longer lasting, I think, when you set it. it really sets everything. Like, I can go for a swim and my brows look the same. It's amazing. And so I just brush that through, and because this is a lighter tone than the hair, it almost looks like a little bit of a brow highlight. I think right away I look more awake when my brows are defined, and I've kind of learned to rely more on that than a lot of eye makeup since I've dyed my hair and kind of tried to approach makeup a little bit more minimally. With the NARS Pro Prime in place, I then apply another cream product that is so gorgeous, and it is this Charlotte Tilbury cream product. To finish off the eyes, I also apply a little bit of this pink Laura Mercier Caviar stick, and this is a really great cream product because it really doesn't crease much at all, even in super humid weather. And I kind of layer that on the eyelid with the champagne color, and you basically, through mixing those two, get the perfect rose gold, which I love. And I used to do a lot of, you know, defining of the outer V and eyeliner. For everyday makeup, I've just been finding that I don't necessarily need to go through all of those steps to get something that makes me look refreshed and awake. So I go into my bronzer and I just put a little bit of that in the crease, kind of to contour your eyelid essentially and bring a little warmth to it. And it really helps with any veininess as well, because the warmth of the product will counteract those kind of blue tones that are in my crease, at least of the eye. So that's what that looks like. And then I go in with this super powerful liquid eyeliner. If you wanted to do a wing, this would give you such a punchy look, but I'm not going to do that today. It's the Macro Blade liquid eyeliner. This is so black, the blackest one I have ever used. But what I do for this more natural makeup look is I just kind of dot it in between the eyelashes just to lengthen the look of the lashes a little bit without using falsies, which is another favorite trick of mine, is to use a half falsie on either side. I do that for photos a lot. Today, this is what I have been doing. Just kind of dotting it in between the lashes to lengthen that lash line. Just got this little brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of the darker shade from the brow powder, but it's not that dark. Go in and just blend that in a little bit. Full eye look is going to look unfinished though until I go ahead and curl my lashes. So I'm going to do that with this little travel curler. Favorite I have borrowed from my mom. Looks really nice with a subtle makeup look like this because it's quite defining and lengthening, and so instead of looking like you have a lot of mascara on, it just makes every lash really look like it's making the most of itself. Every other step I've shown you when I'm not chit-chatting and relaxing and enjoying the birds and the current silence from the golf tournament, I really do super quickly. I do all of this in less than 15 minutes, but this is a step that I actually will take a few minutes to do, and I do about 2 coats, but the key is really to get right into the tips of the lashes. And I think I might be the only person on YouTube who doesn't apply anything on the lower lash line at all, because I just find it adds nothing for me. It just makes me look tired, even if it's not that dark. Mascara doesn't look right because my lower lashes are kind of long, so it just looks very spidery. So yeah, I only apply anything on the upper lash line, but this is what it looks like. We're almost done. I did tell you this was a simple tutorial. So what I then do is I go in with the same brush that I used for my bronzer and I apply some blush, and this is definitely one of my very favorite new products that I'm using in this tutorial. It's the Makeup by Mario blush in Mellow Mauve. You can see it's really not that mauve, it's almost a little bit corally. But not too much, so it's not too mauve, not too corally, and I think it looks really pretty. And because there's a little bit of bronzer left on this brush, it really blends in really well with everything. And it's the kind of blush that isn't actually really all that glowy in itself. Like, it doesn't have a lot of shimmer or anything. If you would like that, then I would recommend an Hourglass blush, but I wanted something that was going to be more of a satin finish to try, and this is just perfect. The pigmentation on it is perfect. It's really easy to work with. When applied on the skin, I think it has a little bit of a peachiness that looks nice with the highlight and lip colors that I'm going to be using. So this is the highlight. It looks almost like a little bit frightening in the pot, like it's gonna be really, you know, crazy bright, but it's actually pretty subtle. It's from Makeup by Mario as well, and it's the color Honey. And it's a little bit more golden than what I would normally use, but I think it looks really pretty with this makeup look. And I just tap that on right here on the top of the cheekbone, just like that. And with the same product, I go in and I apply just a little bit, and I don't apply it to the tear duct area because I find that tends to irritate my eyes, not because of this product but just in general. I guess my eyes are a little bit sensitive, especially with these kind of mystery allergies that I have here. And so then I just apply a little bit, and you can see it's actually almost more my nose than my eye, and it really brightens things up in a really pretty way, I think, right here, because it's a hollow that I have, and so adding a little bit of shine there really helps to brighten things up. And then I apply just a little touch underneath the eyebrow as well. This is definitely, that's something I used to really overdo when I first started getting into makeup, was to apply crazy, like super bright white underneath my dark eyebrows. So I'm always trying to not do that anymore now. And one way to ensure this is to go in with this brush, which still has a little bit of bronzer on it, and just kind of blend a little bit. My hair is still wet. Oh, well, we have to do our lip, so let's do our lip. This is my favorite balmy product of all time. My favorite lipstick is YSL Rouge Pure Couture, but my favorite balm, everyday product, I literally grabbed this out of my purse before filming this, is the Dior Lip Glow. It comes in so many different colors, but because we're in Hawaii, I have to go with coral. It just has to be done. So I just apply a thin layer of that. And a little trick is to apply a little more in the middle, because it'll change colors with your lips, so you'll get a little bit more dimension by doing that. And then I just kind of tilt my head back, and the very like bottom, you know, where you would kind of apply lip liner of your lower lip, just like apply a little bit more there as well. Just like that. Heading off for our favorite Eggs Benedict very soon, so I'm gonna apply 2 pumps of this because my hair is quite dry. 1 would be enough for most, and I just kind of get that all over my hands, and it's a little bit crunchy from the gel that I used, but using this over that really helps to break that up while keeping the definition that I so badly need. And normally my hair would be fully dry when I do this. Today it's like a little bit damp, but we'll make it work. I think during this decade of YouTube, I've been quite addicted to doing a little winged liner every day, which is still a beautiful thing, but sometimes it feels very freeing to try something new. So this is me doing that with my hair, with my makeup, and sharing it with you in kind of nostalgic style in this old-fashioned chatty makeup tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this chatty, glowy, everyday makeup tutorial. Thank you to Sephora for sponsoring it, and I will see you in my next installment on style. Bye!